Welcome back, people. It is episode 52 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We are here in person live, giving it to you once again. If you're on the YouTube, you will see these beautiful fotches in the flesh. High five.
Yeah.
We are back. We got a fair amount to get into, the strange and unusual. We got some college football talk, New Year's 6, exciting stuff, NBA talk, maybe a sprinkle of NHL.
Hockey boys.
Hockey pod. MLB's money spending problem. And last but not least, what we do best, the NFL. Vince, I'm here. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Happy you're here yet again. Merry belated Christmas to all. Happy New Year's to all as well. Sorry about the Friday drop. You know how Christmas week works. Want to make sure we were together for this beautiful occasion.
Yes.
A couple fun things coming down the line for these podcast listeners. We just finished the Taxi Squad theme song, so that's coming out next week with a nice little video being shot by yours truly. So if it's not professional, I love you and also fuck you. And we're gonna have fun with it. But I'm looking forward to it. We got some cool things coming up next year. But thank you all for the support for this year and upward and onward for next year, everybody.
We are truly grateful, people. Thank you so much. We get the opportunity to do this, that's for sure. But before further ado, the song is epic.
It is good. It's really good.
And I hope everybody gets a big kick out of it. Gives real big, like, 90s sitcom vibes.
Yes.
Not to give it all away, but you guys are going to love it.
I hope you do.
And it's kind of strange and unusual. And to a point, we have a strange and unusual to talk about. I actually got 3 to get into today. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about the cornerback for the Las Vegas Raiders, a guy by the name of Jack Jones, who wins the Dickhead of the NFL award. This guy had a pick six of Patty Mahomes in Missouri, KC. Ran it back for a pick six. Mind you, this is Christmas Day, so you'd think giving and holidays and all of it. No. This guy decided to go full dickhead and fake out a young Chiefs fan to hand him the football and then took it back and ran to the sideline like a complete dickhead.
I thought it was funny, dude.
How do you think that's funny?
I mean, it's Christmas. The Raiders don't beat the Chiefs ever. Chiefs fans, young Chiefs fan, that kid's never seen anything bad happen. I think Jack Jones is like, here's a little sprinkle of Grinch into your Christmas. He played the role of the Grinch. I think the Grinch is a important piece of the Christmas pie, and I think it's funny, man. I think the Raiders should be able to get their clap back as much as they can because they haven't had the best year in the world this year. So I think it's funny. I do think like the kid's probably real sad, and then I think he probably got over it pretty quick. I guess the mom of the young Chiefs fans backed him after he appeared to taunt her son by snatching a touchdown ball away from him, only to claim as an adult supporter tried to grab the ball instead. So supposedly it wasn't the kid entirely. It was more so this other guy trying to grab the ball from him. Either way, took it back. And she's actually backing the guy and saying that he's not the Grinch. But regardless, I think it's funny that he is the Grinch of this.
Well, that's funny that the mom came to the rescue here to make him look like less of a dick.
Yeah.
She took the high road. Uncle Mike is not taking the fucking high road, okay? This is a dick move.
You don't do that in Chicago, I'll say that.
No, in Chicago, you get blasted. Absolutely. That shit doesn't happen. Even though Aaron fucking Rodgers has done shit like that to us in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Trolled us more than anybody I've ever seen.
He still owns us, sadly.
Fuck him. He didn't play all season. Anyway, though, thought it was a Grinch move. Clearly, the mom decided to come to his rescue, so I guess it's not that bad. But in my eyes, it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's a kid on Christmas, my guy.
It's a kid on Christmas. We're fans of the holidays here, people.
Yeah.
You know, we're gift givers. We like to give. We don't like to take, right?
True.
And that's general lessons in life. You should always give more than you take.
That's what they say.
It feels better.
Friendship thing, you deposit. You only deposit more than you withdraw. It's like a bank. It's the same shit. So be nice to each other. Steal balls from fans. I'm on his side still. Rock on. Let's go.
To the point, though, would you much rather, and this is applicable to the episode, but would you much rather give a gift or receive a gift?
Give.
1,000% give.
Yeah, I mean, I do like receiving like really cool shit, but I try to put a lot of thought into it. I do get stressed out around Christmas.
Yeah,
I say this often, like giving gifts is fun at the time that you give it, going to find gifts when you don't know what to get somebody is one of the worst things in the world. Because then I just start getting real like anxious and shit. So I'm happy once I actually buy them, and this Christmas was kind of easy for me, so I'll take it. But yeah, it is a little stressful going into it. I'm not gonna lie.
To that point, would you much rather give an experience or a physical
Experience
gift?
every day.
Experience.
Every day.
I'm on that side, right? I mean, I'd much rather, like, if I'm gonna let's go to like your favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
And in this instance today, one of Vince's Christmas gifts was fucking deli meat.
Oh, it was so good.
That's
it's the most
how you-
Italian shit ever, dude.
That's how you know you're in a thick boy status.
it's so
like,
Italian.
well, it was actually Irish,
But
Jewish,
still,
if we're being.
I'm just saying,
specific.
to
It's
give
corn-
somebody meats is an Italian thing.
I gave Vince a half pound of corned beef,
And I
today.
love it.
And it's delicious corned beef,
Yes.
for the record. Plugging 11 City Diner. Shout out to
There
that
it
place.
is.
Chicago deli, just extreme, just
Yeah.
outstanding. Recommend 10 out of 10.
No doubt.
Would go. Happy we got into that. Now, one thing that the people of the great state of Texas and the great fans of Texas State
Yep.
like to receive is alcohol. And I saw this and it made me giggle. And I thought it was great for a strange and unusual.
Okay.
So the First Responder Bowl was a couple days ago. Not like anybody was watching that. Close to the Potato Bowl.
We like our first responders, though.
Shout out to the first responders. Without you guys, we don't live in a safe
Yeah,
country.
9/11 would have sucked.
Yes. Now, oh God,
Go on.
I don't know how many more traumatic
Throwing
events we could go
quips.
to. But the Texas State fans sold out the Gerald Ford Stadium of alcohol 5 minutes into the third quarter
Yeah.
at the First Responder Bowl.
Where was it at?
I think it was in where's Gerald? I think it's in Texas. One would assume it's Texas State versus Rice.
Is Rice in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. I
So
didn't know
I'm
that.
assuming here. Now we're gonna Google
Yeah.
where it is.
This is going to
I'm
be the Google. I got it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Vince always reminds me that I'm like quite an elder millennial with my
Yeah.
Googling abilities. Let's see who gets it first. It's totally in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, they fucking messed them up, too, man.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah. I mean, it was not a game whatsoever.
No.
It was like 45-21. But you got to understand why the
Oh, it
Texas.
was at the Cotton Bowl. It was in Dallas.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just saying that it's definitely one of those situations where those people like to party. And I'm for it. But what kind of alcohol are they drinking? Is it all beers? Is it all Busch lattes? Or
I would first like to ask how they knew it was specific to Texas State fans.
they said about 26,000 showed up for the game, and the majority were Texas State fans.
Woo-wee.
Which is not a ton of people.
My question is, why don't they have more? Do they really just mess up that supply-demand that bad?
Well, this reminds me of that bowl game that they did in Ireland where Nebraska
Yep.
played Northwestern.
That was this year,
And-
surprisingly. It feels like it was so long ago.
And Ireland sold, like, the stadium in Ireland, they were sold straight out of beer.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Ireland. I know, like, there's probably more people there than actually live in the country of Ireland, and I am Irish, and I've been there a lot, so no disrespect to them. But there's probably a lot of people at that stadium. Most people are not Irish, is my assumption. Most people went there to kind of have a trip or go back to their home, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't have more either. When we went over it initially, that was my first thought, where I'm like,
It's like, how don't you account
Ireland
for
should
this?
know this. But yeah, no, it is akin to that. I will agree. If there wasn't, like, when did they stop selling beer? End of the third quarter?
So usually it's it's like the 2-minute warning into the third quarter. They're
Okay.
done selling alcohol, so the fourth quarter's out. It's
So
kind of like
at
the
the
seventh inning in
least,
baseball.
at the least, it's like they didn't have to go that much longer than they had to initially. I'd be pretty pissed. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be pissed too.
I feel like they were all probably wasted, or there was
Oh,
like
yeah.
there was a select few that were very, very wasted. But yeah, I wouldn't be.
One of the many joys, though, of going to, a
Yeah.
sporting event is to get a little tipsy,
Well, this is
mean-
also the game that everybody's been talking about.
Oh, yeah, this is the game everybody wants
Biggest
to go
game
to.
this year.
I mean, maybe they needed the booze to get through it, right?
Could have.
Maybe they needed the booze to get through it, especially if you're a Rice fan, you're licking your wounds. But hey, Rice won an NCAA baseball championship
True.
like a decade ago.
Which is also what everybody's talking about. NCAA baseball.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it.
Hey, when it's in clutch time, we will talk about that. I'm not even hating on that, but let's just say more people watch football than college baseball.
Two obscure bowls back-to-back weeks. Look at us. Now, if you're watching a bowl game especially this time of year, your face may have a beard on it.
True.
Because it's cold.
Mine does.
It's cold. Yeah, Vince does. But every now and again, he needs to tidy that thing up.
True.
Right? So if you're going to tidy up your beard or shave your face, go clean shave Mike, like this guy on this side of the camera, I would say use the wonderful brand and people at Henson Shaving.
This part of today's episode is brought to you by none other than our friends at Henson Shaving. If you guys have been listening to the show for a while, you already know that we swear by Henson Shaving. We've been using them for months, and there really isn't a better product out there. The Henson razor puts an end to shaving irritation and cuts while also making your skin feel comfortable and smooth. This razor is made by using CNC machines to aerospace standards. That's right, rocket ships, people. That means it's made to very tight tolerances, meaning that the combination of how securely it's held and how minimally the blade is exposed delivers a smooth and safe shave no other razor can offer. It's literally one blade. Be safe. Please be safe. They're very sharp. You twist on the top and you get to work. It's that easy. You remember the beard bet? You remember me shaving off the whole thing? If you need to watch somebody use it, go on my Instagram and check it out because it's really that easy. Cost of ownership averages $88.20 every 2 years, which is essentially $177 less than normal cartridge razors. They're sustainable. It's precise. It's Henson Shaving. It's got a nice weight to it. It's made out of metal. None of this plastic garbage. So please use the promo code THETAXISQUAD, THETAXISQUAD at checkout, and you'll receive a 100-pack of blades free with the purchase of the razor. So you go on the site, you add the razor that you're looking for, and then you add a 100-pack of razors, you'll get those for free. For most users, this amount of blades will last you 2 to 5 years, depending on how often you shave. So that promo code, again, is TheTaxiSquad at HensonShaving.com. Go check it out.
College football talk. It is a wonderful time of year.
Bowl season, baby.
It's also kind of a sad time of year, if I am not going to lie, because this is really the end. It is. It's the end of a great...
My friends.
And now the end is near. But with that being said, it is truly a wonderful time to watch college football on the couch. You might be working. You might not be working. You could pretend to be working.
I was doing that today for sure.
You know, a lot of people are doing that right now.
Yep.
I'm blessed at this time of year that I'm off. So, and it's one of the many times a year where I'm not on an airplane. So grateful.
You're not at home though either.
No. Well, this technically is home.
It
right?
is
I
true.
mean, Chi-Town.
True.
It's always home. That can't really get used to the weather anymore, and I'm glad to say that I don't have to. But with that being said, I'd like to talk about my beloved USC Trojans. And the only thing I really have to say about this is Caleb who?
Yeah.
Caleb who?
That's, if we're talking about the end of stuff, the Caleb Williams experience is over.
It's over.
For better or for worse?
I'm kind of ready for him to be out.
You are losing a Heisman at the end of the day.
Yeah, we're losing a Heisman, and he threatened any team that drafts me, he wants 10% ownership and all the happy bullshit.
Oh, that's
and then
garbage.
had a horrible end of season after he said those quotes. So in a way, I'm not a fan of my team losing because of quarterback play.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think he kind of deserved what was coming to him after
I agree.
that quote.
Wholeheartedly.
Will he be a Chicago Bear?
Probably.
Time will tell. Now, what I would like to discuss is the Holiday Bowl.
The Holiday Bowl.
Which you get poured eggnog on you at the end of a game, which I think is fucking disgusting.
That is gross.
Which
is there booze in it?
I don't think so.
There's no way, but if there was, imagine it like curdling up as you're walking into the...
Especially if
gross,
there's
man.
heat, and they played it in California, so it's probably like chilly.
What's worse?
Okay.
Mayo Bowl or eggnog?
Probably mayo.
A little grosser, right?
Yeah.
Or don't they have like the same kind of things in them, except eggnog is cream and mayo is oil?
Mayo's more oil based. I mean, it's still dairy based.
Yeah.
Okay, is an egg is dairy? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Is it?
I think so.
That's a fine line.
Embrace debate.
Welcome back to Dairy Talk.
Welcome back to Dairy Talk.
We're going to talk about dairy today.
Everything dairy and how to make your own buffalo mozzarella.
Yeah.
How
you doing?
How you doing? Anyways, you get eggnog poured on you, and Lincoln Riley acted like he just won the fucking national championship.
Yeah.
I hate just horribly. USC and USC fashion definitely clips the over. It was 42-28.
Who would've
USC
thunk?
won. I'm going to bury this lead, though. To the point, Caleb who?
Yep.
Miller Moss.
Yes.
Most Caucasian name of the century.
He definitely came from Oklahoma, did he?
He's an absolute dog is what he is.
Miller Moss is not from California. He's from the South. He has to be.
He has to be. With a name like Miller Moss,
No doubt.
you are from some southern state. If you were in the UK, it'd be country. But with all that being said, 372 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah.
This kid had a day.
Quite a
You
game.
love to see it. It gives me hope, you know?
They're playing Louisville, who we've talked about ad nauseum on this podcast because of that brutal loss that Jack Plummer handed up to me in the middle of the year. So it's nice to see that the taxi squad fortune has moved over to you and you actually won this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is he the starter next year then? Is that the thing? Or you guys have a new guy coming in, right?
There's a lot of reports that the quarterback from Kansas State
Yeah.
is looking to transfer, and he's in the transfer portal, and he's in heavy discussions with the none other than Lincoln Riley.
Okay.
Which this defense needs to succeed, and I think Lincoln needs to prove that he can be a full-blown program leader because right now he hasn't proved any of that.
Yeah, I feel like the view of the offensive genius of Lincoln Riley is starting to grow a bit sour.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
Well, it's the lack of defense. It's constantly this lack of defense. You know, when he was at OU, there was groundwork that Stoops led him into.
Yeah.
There was a defense.
The expectation was already there.
Culture, I think, is the biggest word.
The Grinch man? Speaking of holidays,
Yeah, he's out.
he is out. I mean, those OU defenses weren't good, though.
No, they weren't.
They
good
were
at
just
all.
not as bad.
They were pretty shitty.
Because
I
USC's defense was really bad this
mean,
year.
Norman Nate.
Not to like hail on it, but they were fucking bad.
Norman Nate was more excited for that than anything I've seen any recruit roll through there
Yeah.
since Caleb Williams. He was so jacked about fucking Alex Grinch. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And I think everybody was hyped because he was an Ohio State guy. He's going to bring the Big Ten mentality. Big
You
Ten
bring in
defense.
Venables. Venables, a defensive guy.
Yeah, Venables now is exciting.
Yep.
I think, though, the SEC is going to be a big old wake-up call for OU and Texas alike.
Yep. I don't know. Texas is pretty good.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I got a whole thing going into
Okay.
that.
I'm
but
just saying, I put them in my Final Four at the beginning of the year, and you said no chance.
okay.
And look at us now.
Okay.
Who would have
All right,
thought?
Time the fuck out.
Who would have thought? Look at us now. Who would have thought?
No.
Who
All
would've
right,
thought?
So you're going to sit here and tell me that Georgia shouldn't be in over Texas, even though Georgia kind of lost like a black swan
Hey,
game to
I've
Bama?
always said, let the guys choose. They're always right with what they decide. I've never had any issues with how they put the four together. It's never been a problem for me. And I just think that they made the right decision again. And I'm happy that they did that.
Okay. Well, to that point, Georgia's going to play Florida State.
Yes.
And Florida State's already coming out squawking, saying that they should deserve to be a national champion and all this happy good
For sure.
shit. I don't disagree.
I mean, yeah, that's the biggest. And for anybody that hasn't listened before, that was obviously sarcasm. I had an issue with it initially just because of Florida State not getting in, even if they don't have their quarterback, which we spoke about a couple weeks ago. I will say that this will be a fun game. I don't know who's playing for more
Clout.
just credibility, I guess, because Georgia on one hand is like, hey, we've won the last two. We think we deserve to be in there. Like, we lost essentially one game and it screwed us. And then you have another team that never lost a game, lost their quarterback, and then the guys were like, well, let's make a decision based off of them losing their quarterback, even though the fact that they lost them didn't necessarily affect the next game because they won that anyway.
They didn't play a real team all year, Vince.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying if that's where the decision's going to flip on itself, like if Jordan Travis was in, they're in.
That's not
Regardless-
a doubt. That's not a doubt.
Regardless if they won the game the same way.
They just are at the helm of their shitty conference.
Yes. But I'm just saying
If I'm being frank.
if they won their last game the same way that they won it with Jordan Travis, they're in.
I
So
agree.
the only independent variable there is the quarterback.
Are we going to start seeing more like throwaway games? You know, for example, if you know you have a competent backup, because Jordan Travis, I think they were playing like Georgia State.
Yeah.
And literally like his horrific injury.
It depends on how you function. If it's a team that needs reps, then no. But like if you have even USC, man, like if they were better on defense and they were like, well, we can sit Caleb Williams a couple times and he's going to be fresh for the hard games, I wouldn't. The dog mentality is probably like, no, put me in the game.
Sure.
Also, if they want to win Heisman's, there's probably also an argument there that like, hey, I need to get my stats up as much as I can. But as far as like a health and safety thing, like as much as we hate on the NBA, like LeBron James isn't playing against the Detroit Pistons.
Well, that's true.
You know?
And I think you could start seeing more of an quote load management theory happen towards the end of the season if you know you have a dog. But granted, to your point, there's so many other variables there that may tie in where you're looking at it and going, okay, well, if he's gunning for a Heisman, which to your point, Jordan Travis was.
Oh, yeah.
And he was looking like the second coming of Caleb Williams / like he
After
reminds
Jaden
me
Daniels,
more of
obviously.
He reminds me more of Justin Fields. And I don't get me going on the Heisman talk this past season. I do believe Michael Penix deserved.
We went into that ad nauseum. I believe I won that
Heisman
argument.
Trophy.
So.
I still believe it. Fight me.
Jaden Daniels, for the last 2 months, I was like, he's the Heisman. And you're like, fuck you. And
he's not going to do shit in the NFL.
That's not what a Heisman is. That isn't what a Heisman is.
A Heisman is somebody that elevates their team to the next level, and that's what Michael Penix does.
Yeah, shout out Tim Tebow.
Hey, Tebow got his team to a national title.
He went to the NFL playoffs. I'm a big Tebow guy. He's on he's on my sleeper fantasy team.
Tebow won more playoff games than like
all the Bears.
many Bears quarterbacks.
The majority of the Bears quarterbacks.
I mean, I think Jay Cutler had 3 or 4.
Yeah, Cutler's got him beat. Obviously, Jim McMahon's got him beat.
Don't get me going.
I don't know how many other quarterbacks outside of that have him beat.
Don't get me going on Bears quarterback talk.
Trubisky's tied with them?
Trubisky may be tied, which is a joke.
No, they're not because they lost the first game of the playoffs that year.
The double doink. The double doink. Don't
Bad.
want to even get it. How does it always turns into
It
Bears
always
talk,
does.
Right?
It's bad.
It always turns into really sleepy Bears
I'd
talk.
like to bring up the Sun Bowl.
Okay, what happened
We
to the
got
Sun
the
Bowl?
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. No, it's
Thursday.
tomorrow/today. Because we're releasing this on Friday.
It's a Friday show.
I think this is going to be a fun game. You're going to hate on it because Notre Dame's in it. I get it.
Oh, God.
Oregon State at Notre Dame.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not getting my boy Sam. He's not coming in.
It's going to be 3 points scored.
I think it's going to be fun. I mean, there's a lot of defense. You're going to get a whole lot of defense across the board.
Like 2 points scored.
You also don't know who's going to be able to score because Mr. Hartman isn't playing. I get that. So I'm interested to see how this team functions without him, just because he did seem to have issues with big games this year. And also, this is a fun middle of the day game.
Oh, this is a fun Friday game.
Great middle of the
You're
day
just
game.
kind of jumping around or you're just hanging out. Maybe you go to a local sports bar or your local watering hole and watch a low-scoring game.
The Tony the Tiger, dude.
It's They're Great Bowl. But with all of that, I don't get really excited. You know, I guess if it's just on, you have it on.
It's hard to get excited for games that don't matter.
That's true.
Especially when players are like, this doesn't matter. And you're like, well, if you don't care and I don't care, then
who's
going to
start at quarterback for Notre Dame?
I don't know, but the odds are overwhelmingly for Notre Dame.
Because they play defense.
What's that?
Because they both play defense. But DJ
right, but
Uiagalelei isn't in right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, who is playing quarterback on either team? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end up working out. Everybody's picking Notre Dame based on how they played with Sam Hartman.
Hey.
But at the end of the day, it's like it could be a lot different. What?
Notre Dame will start Steve Angeli.
Hey!
How you doing?
God damn, the Irish and Italian comes together,
Steve
dude.
Angeli.
That's literally done for me. The Irish and Italian come together. That's how you make this kind of prime Italian beef over here. You throw a little corned beef in there, too, and you call it a day.
Corned beef in there. Steve Angeli.
How you doing?
How you doing? He's getting the start for them. And then, looking at the other side of the football, I don't know. They might start me. I don't know who they're starting. Red shirt sophomore Ben, I can't even Gulbranson.
Not Italian.
Not
Italian.
Italian. So this will be the only day Michael is rooting for Notre Dame.
Hey,
in a
let's
long time.
go.
Hey, shout out while we're on the topic of college football. Rocky Lombardi fucking balled out.
Congratulations, dude.
Shout out to Rock doing what Rock does and being a fucking rock for his team. kid balled out. I think he had like 4 touchdowns.
We know, and you know, that we love ourselves some NIU football because of Mr. Rocky Lombardi.
Oh, yeah.
What is it, the Camellia Bowl?
Yeah, it was
Whatever that is.
played on Christmas Eve. He went out. He balled out.
That's great. 200 yards, TD. Anything else that happened didn't happen. That was it. So we are good to go.
You look good.
Shout out Rocky Lombardi, and you're our favorite.
You are the GOAT.
You're the original Tommy DeVito. You're the reason for the season,
Right.
Rocky.
You're the reason that NIU was semi-relevant this season.
True.
Fun fact, you know that kid was a state wrestler?
Really?
Yeah.
Turn quarterback.
State wrestler turned quarterback.
I would have
Fun
expected.
fact.
I would have expected like a
How?
lineman or.
No. He was a state wrestler, and not only that, but hopefully one of these days, a guest on the Taxi Squad podcast.
True.
Anyways, as we look forward to this, we got the New Year's 6 games going on. What's like, other than the prototypical, you love your Golden Domers.
Yeah.
What's like your game that you're looking forward to the most out of all of them?
We're obviously looking at the games that mean something because we are looking at a national championship in the near future here.
Sure.
Something about the Rose Bowl, my friend. Something about it gets me excited, gets me pumped up. So I gotta say, if I'm doing anything, I'm going towards the Rose Bowl here. This is so hard, man. The way that Milroe ended up coming together at the end of the year, it's really Alabama looks so good. Michigan, I think, knows that Harbaugh's probably gone after this year. I'm so confident he's leaving now.
Oh, yeah.
More confident than I ever have been. So he's probably out, meaning that they're going to be playing their asses off for this last year. McCarthy's also essentially playing to see how well he's going to fare in the NFL as well. So Milroe supposedly told not to play in the game.
Really?
For some reason.
I think he's playing. There's not a doubt that he's playing.
But, he laughed at them, and he was like, I'm playing this game.
Absolutely.
If you're playing for something, if you're looking for a boost in your draftability, whatever it is, NIL availability, whatever it may be, you should be playing these games. January 1st, 5 p.m., I am going to hesitantly pick Michigan. You got Alabama for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and the only reason I say that
Hesitantly.
The only reason I say that is because Michigan hasn't seen an opponent like this all season.
True.
And when you're playing one of arguably the best teams in all of college football,
Yeah, but only
right
until
now,
those last 5 weeks.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter
I'm
if
with
it's
you.
the last 5
There's
weeks.
obviously issues with them, though. It's not like they're a perfectly molded team.
I don't have the name, but a DB for Bama.
Kool-Aid McKinstry?
I think it might be him.
Could be, dog.
He came out in the public and basically said they were asking him about preparation for the game. He said Michigan's really difficult to prep for because they steal signs and they cheat.
I did see the iPad thing.
What's the iPad thing?
So, and I think you might have sent this to me.
I could have. I send them a lot.
They don't allow people to use their practice iPads, the ones that they were looking at, like plays that they've done in the past.
Yeah.
Before the game, I guess like an hour before the game or something like that, because of Michigan, which is pissing off Alabama people as well. So I could also see that, like the integrity of the game fight that they might end up doing this year, but I don't know, man. It just seems like every time I watch Michigan, they're just fast and big and can just fly.
Yeah, especially when they play fucking Bowling
I'm
Green.
with you.
It's great.
I'm with you, but you
great.
can only look at it in comparison to what they played. Like, I don't know. There's no other way to look at it critically. Like, this isn't going to be a blowout.
I think it's going to be a defensive game. Don't get me wrong. But either that or it's going to be an absolute blowout, and Jalen Milroe figures it out. And
if he can run and then also throw 50, 60-yard bombs that just somehow land in guys' hands again, then it will be a blowout.
Oh, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be that. I think it'll be closer than we expect. But I do believe Bama leaves this game simply also based off of how the players reacted when they saw they had to play Bama.
Yeah.
On the Michigan side
They
of
were scared. They looked like dogs tucking their tail. And that's a real issue because you don't want to go in there with anything besides confidence. Do I think Harbaugh ended up instilling that into them in the time that they've had in between it? Oh, yeah. But that could also be an issue, which I agree with.
Harbaugh similar to a Saban, shows up and within an hour the culture is built, right?
For sure.
Saban, in my opinion, though, figures it out with what he has more so
Saban's
than any coach.
Better with college players.
Yeah, I think we figured that out.
Very obvious because he sucked in the NFL, but I feel like whatever he's able to do, he's able to. And this isn't a slight against him. I just think that his skill set is based in college football. He can get what he needs out of, like, I feel like Harbaugh's a catch-all. Like, he can get most out of anybody.
Well,
Saban can get everything out of young guys.
Well, I think Saban, being a defensive coordinator in the NFL with Belichick and that whole union and how close those two are, and that's why you see a lot of Bama players get drafted to the New England Patriots, why you see that culture thing work. But to your point, I do believe the father figure thing is there with a Nick Saban, and that is why he is so successful year over year, is because he brings these guys in. He is kind of your coach, your dad, your everything.
Yeah.
And he instills that work ethic.
Harbaugh's got the guru thing to him.
Harbaugh's got the guru thing.
He's not his dad, but
making sure guys don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
Because he says
no, they eat chicken now, though. He changed up on that.
Yeah, I think it's hysterical that he would say, no, don't eat it because it's an anxious bird.
It is.
And, I think that's hysterical. But I don't think that there is.
It's like me when I get whiskey dick. Anxious bird. All right, go on.
It's happened to the best of us.
Passer.
Now, it?
It has.
Happened to the best of us now, hasn't
it has.
Now, with all of that being said, you're like, God damn, you just let that thing in, just half-mass, and just go for it. You just hope for the best.
It's an anxious little bird right there. I'm sweating, hoping it ends up working at some point.
Blood's going to the wrong place.
Oh, no, it's broken.
Oh, man, this always derails in some fun way.
Yep.
Anyways.
Sugar Bowl?
Sugar Bowl.
I think we're separated on this one, too, because you're so anti-Texas.
Oh, Texas is not even going to have a chance.
I don't know.
Okay, what's your argument?
I think Texas might have a chance. I don't think they're going to win this game. I like to make that clear.
No shot.
I do think that if the big guys show up, they have a chance. They're going to have to score, and they're going to have to score early. And I don't know how this defense is going to fare against a Pac-12 offense. So I'm weary for sure. I want Texas to win because that would be fun. I certainly didn't take them to win the championship this year. I took them to get to this point and then lose. But I would like to see them win because there's something about Texas in the national championship that just gets me all giggly.
I think the line on this is hysterical. Right now, it's -4. And when the odds first came out, it was minus.
Or Texas?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now, Texas is favored. 69% of the money is on Texas.
Oh my God, that's just fandom. It has to be fandom.
It has to be, and
they haven't played better than Washington this year.
If I'm a betting man, I got Washington all night.
Hammer it.
I got Penix doing what Penix does, bringing the big Penix energy, as I think Ryan Clark stated. And not only that, but I think Rome Odunze might be the closest thing to Jamar Chase we've seen in college football since the none other Jamar Chase. Now, Quinn Ewers, a lot could say that, he may go, he may not go, he may stay. What is your opinion on that? Because, he's playing in this game. There's a lot on the line. Do you think he stays at Texas?
You're asking if he leaves this year?
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah?
He's gone. Yeah, I'd say so. What is the benefit of him coming back next year?
Let me paint a picture.
Okay.
What if, they're really high on Arch Manning?
Yep.
They want him in. The money's on Arch. Why wouldn't Quinn just transfer again and go to play at Bama or go play at Ohio State or go play for a Big Five conference team? And
he would be a really enticing player to have.
Oh, hell yeah.
In a transfer portal, especially after the year that he had.
What's his pro comp in your eyes?
His value. What's his pro comp?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't know. He's got that like young quarterback style that is interesting to me.
He gives me real big Jay Cutler vibes. Big arm, mobile enough, athletic
susceptible
enough.
to bad decisions.
Yeah. Throw some picks.
He's mobile enough. That's a really good way to put it. I
kind of made of glass though.
I like the Cutler thing. I do, but I think like there's a huge ceiling to floor separation there with him.
Sure.
Like, he can be anywhere. He's so fucking talented, obviously, just the way Jay Cutler was. It's also hard playing for Texas, and I think he's done a pretty good job overall.
He's got the booger eater.
Once he cut the hair, though, I was like, he's lost some of his magic. It's like he cut off the magic he had in his body.
He cut off the magic mullet.
Yeah.
The magic mullet, MM. Now, I would say this. Penix, overall, I think everybody is highly undervaluing him. Right now, the line came out favored for Washington in the beginning. Now it's all Texas.
Yeah.
So I believe this is, to Vince's point, a lot of fandom and a lot of
There's
analysts.
so many Texas fans, dude. Like, they're just probably betting on their guys because they want to.
Well, that's why you bet. But logic.
I know, but if you're not
say-
looking at it like maybe Washington wins this, they're just like, I love Texas and I hope they win, so I'm going to put $100 on them. You know?
Here's where Texas, in my eyes, has to be better. They have to be better in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? Pause. But it's true. They got to be better up the middle. So if they put the pressure on Penix up the middle, they will most likely win this game. Now, if they don't, now granted, you have some all-state like O-linemen with Washington right now who are playing lights out.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a chance in hell that Washington doesn't win this game.
I think they got to dominate the ball, too. I wouldn't give Washington the ball unless I have to. I know I said they have to score, and like both teams are going to score a lot. Washington's a dominant offense. I think Texas kind of would prefer to have Bijan and Roshan Johnson right now. I mean, Jonathan Brooks is good, obviously. I'm not going to say it. They're kind of like a running back factory, more or less. But I think having those two guys on the team would
Not
help
really.
them out a little
I
bit.
shouldn't say becoming one because you think about Ricky Williams, you think about Priest Holmes.
True.
You think about guys like that.
Priest Holmes, dog.
Now, Roshan Johnson has done a very serviceable job in the NFL being a Chicago Bear. Vince and I talked a lot about that pick. We like that pick a lot.
Yep.
Still do to this day. But I think overall, and my money's still on those two, is 1,000% we have an Alabama-Washington Nationals championship, and it's going to be a hell of a game.
I'm very excited for a Michigan-Texas. Biggest turnout for
So
a
we're
championship game all time.
We're both on the opposite sides of the
Yeah.
fence here, people.
A little more weary
What-
on the Texas pick.
What
but,
do we bet on this? Do we make a bet? Do we wager a little sprinkling of something fun? Doesn't
we're not going to see
necessarily-
each other for a while, probably. So
Why? You're not flying out for baseball?
it's
Is what
true,
you're
but that's going to be in like March.
thinking? They're more like Feb. But
I don't know. I think we're going to have to think about that. We
All
can
right.
announce that. We'll announce that
we're
on
gonna
social
announce
media.
that before the national championship game, and Vince is going to be eating some crow.
Let's
But
see. I lose every other bet on this thing, but it's okay because at least I love being here and I love you guys and you're
you
the best.
shave again?
No,
Not going to shave.
not
again.
doing it again.
Not shaving.
I'm
it
not
again.
doing it again. Appearance is everything.
Ooh,
You know?
this would be a fun one.
Okay.
You have to shave your fun pieces
Okay.
with a Henson razor.
Oh. No. No.
Come on.
How am I even going to prove that I did that?
I don't know. Give the audience the brain.
You guys want to
Give the audience the brain and the bat wing on you.
OnlyFans.com/taxi
See?
squad.
This is how we plug the OnlyFans.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to be, it's going to be a bloody mess. It's going to look like the fucking
Oh my
Red
God.
Massacre down there.
Oh yeah, it would definitely look like
Not good.
something out of a horror movie.
Not good. It's very sharp and it's very good for the face, but I don't think it's very good for
Don't.
the really delicate skin of a ball sack. So, I'll leave that there.
Either way,
We'll discuss.
we will discuss. Maybe by the end of the podcast, we have a new wager. Now, don't have a ton of NBA topics, but hey, who'd have thunk it?
We're playing basketball. We're talking basketball.
Basketball
Don't
is my favorite
Don't copyright us. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Speaking of a guy that was playing in the league when that song came out, Stephen Kerr
Love him.
calls out the
Chicago
refs
Bull
for
legend.
horseshit foul calls, quote unquote.
Love it.
I have a problem with how they're legislating the defense out of the game. We are enabling players to BS their way to the foul line. I think
Who
he's
does this?
right.
Who reminds you of this type of rhetoric when they speak about the modern NBA? Who's this quote remind you of? Who says this a lot?
About the modern NBA?
Yeah.
Not you.
No.
Um,
no. No, it's fucking.
can't think of anyone.
No, it's fucking
No, I
me.
mean, you're not alone in that. I think it's
I
a lot
think
of
it's
people
booty.
believe that it got a little candy ass, and I get that.
God, it's been.
One thing about the Warriors, which I will give them credit for, is there was a long time, and this is kind of what he's saying too. There was a long time in the NBA, especially with the James Harden thing, with this big step back, and oh, he hit me on my way back, but like obviously you were fading into them. A lot of that made its way out for sure. That was an issue, and his argument here is like players are getting smarter and they know how foul calls get called. Just like soccer, they're gonna fucking put the theatrics in there. It's going to be the same idea. So I agree with them wholeheartedly. The Warriors were never doing that kind of stuff when the Harden stuff was going on. Steph Curry wasn't leaning into people. I mean, he was to a point, but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as egregious. I think, too, to put on this, and not to take away from this argument, but the Warriors are not having a good time right now. Like, Draymond's not playing. Steph Curry's not playing well at all. They take an L on Christmas Day. Klay Thompson has not been himself. He lost his 3-point somehow. It's like someone came in and stole it from him like a monster or some shit like that. So
Stole his talent.
I think this is like everything's kind of coming to a head with a team that's been good for a long time, and now they're having issues. And this is kind of how a coach is supposed to do it. Have your guys' backs, figure it out, beginning of the season kind of deal. But is the NBA going to change the way that they referee everybody? I'm not entirely sure about that.
Well, I think this is good verbiage for somebody well-respected in the NBA to discuss.
One of the most respected.
Right. So he needs to discuss it. Moving the footballs.
Fixing it.
Bears. Anyways,
Bears.
if you're looking at this right now, I think we need more people, maybe like a Pop, to come out and say similar things.
No, he's just going to get mad at people booing.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Stop being fans. Stop being fucking fans, will ya?
That was crazy. In hindsight, I mean, I thought it was kind of okay that he did that. In hindsight, it was so stupid.
It's so lame.
It's so lame.
How dare you boo a former player?
You can't do that.
Bullshit.
You don't
Anyways,
get to tell people what to do, Greg.
I think him coming out and saying this could be a motive to change.
Maybe,
And
but
maybe
this isn't
Silver-
the first time, dude. This isn't like a new idea.
No.
This has been a thing. Again, they were talking about it with the Harden thing. They made many adjustments where like officials were like, all right, that was egregious. We're not going to call that.
True.
But there isn't like an inverse penalty call for that. So if
Right.
they're trying, and I know soccer tried to do this with like the delay of games from people faking injuries and shit.
Oh, soccer is the worst. excuse
Because
of all.
but it's essentially moving in the same direction, especially if this becomes worldwide. That's like a front of mind thing for guys that play basketball after being soccer fans their whole life. But yeah, I mean, this isn't a new idea. This isn't a new thing that they're coming up with. I think it's valid that he's bringing it up, and they might make tiny little changes. But at the end of the day, it comes up to the refs actually making those calls or not.
1,000%. But he even led into the fact that maybe it's the way they're being trained.
It probably
across
is
the board. It's how they're being trained,
Yeah.
and it's starting to catch up with the game, where this is why you see 127 to 115 every night.
I don't know. People are just launching threes. Well, yeah, because you can't
Go
play
back
defense,
and look
is
at the
what you're saying.
scoring
Well, what are they going to bring back?
25 years ago.
Can you start checking people again?
I love that thing.
I did too. I liked that.
I loved when people were fighting in the NBA. It was a man's
They
sport.
wanted to make it a more free game, and then the early 2000s came, and it kind of lost its popularity. It gained it a lot in the early 2010s.
'Cause of
And like
scoring.
they're trying, and people like scoring, man. But at some point, we're gonna get like a 200 fucking point game, and it's gonna be insane.
Oh, we're gonna
like-
get one this season. I will
I don't
put
think
good
this
money
season,
on.
but I do
No?
think it's gonna happen in the near future.
Well, I mean, you get two teams that just score a ton and play no defense. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying in general. Like if the Phoenix Sun, well, not them bad example because they're not very good right now either. But
that theory doesn't work anymore. You can't build it with 3 megastars anymore. You
no,
just
that's
can't.
done.
You just can't.
That's finished.
It's not even a
That's
thing
one
anymore.
thing I like. You need a more well-rounded team these days. So
Yeah.
with bad things come good things, and that's the NBA.
And speaking about good things,
Yeah.
let's talk about the man, myth, baby legend in this wonderful sports town
Yeah.
of Chicago that ends in an all. The Conor Bedard, the savior of the Blackhawks. Vince repping his Blackhawks gear right now.
You all know we're puck heads. You all know we're hockey hells.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it goes.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love hockey. I will say I have watched a decent amount of hockey recently because I am intrigued by them, and the Bulls are the fucking worst. So I was like, well, how am I going to get my fandom out? I'm going to watch this young phenom that we have, and he is everything that has been advertised and more. First off, Wayne
insanely
Gretzky fucking loves the man. Wayne Gretzky is always like, my expectations for him were here. He's already surpassed it.
Oh, yeah.
Does that kind of worry me? Yeah, because you don't want to get all that shit in the first 20 games and then understand that he's got another 15 years in the NHL, and how is that going to end up working out? But I do think that he is adjusting to the NHL really well. There was obviously all that hubbub with, the guy getting kicked off of the team, and was his mom involved and all that shit. You didn't hear a word from him. He was very professional the whole way. Mind you, he's like 18 right now.
Somebody allegedly was banging his mom.
That wasn't true, though.
Yeah,
But,
true.
it ended up coming out that way, and he didn't react to it, the way that some people would.
Right.
In the same way, it's like guys are going out, and, I saw a story before. It was like guys are going out and partying. Does he feel alienated? Guys on the team are, staying back and, hanging out with them, playing cards with them, watching film, whatever it may be. So, there's adjustments going on that make his situation even better, which is good. Here's a stat. So, first off, sick play the other day.
Behind the back.
Behind the goal,
just-
lift the puck up, top right. Sorry, not again. Big
Not a
puck
hockey
heads.
pod.
Good
We
puck
don't
heads. There's a
know.
term for that. I don't know what it is. I'm
Top
sorry.
shelf, I think.
Top shelf.
Top
that
shelf.
sounds right.
Welcome
How you
back to
doing?
the hockey pod.
Hey, top shelf.
How you doing?
Sick ass play. So a lot of people were sharing that. That was fun. Patrick Kane in his rookie year, because there's a lot of comparisons going into that. Patrick Kane his rookie year, 21 goals in 82 games. Conor Bedard currently 15 goals on December 27th. You got to remember this is going to go for another 4 months. He's probably going to destroy that. Couple caveats. The team is way worse than it was when Patrick Kane joined the Hawks.
Yeah.
They had Seabrook. They had Taves. They had others. I think Duncan Keith was already on the team as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
4-3 was there.
you're gonna lose some options to go score when you have that situation, because obviously Taves is gonna put the ball in the net, and you got other guys you got to feed
It's called
to.
a puck, Vince.
Sorry.
What the fuck, Vince? It's called a puck. He's gonna
So
put
many
the ball in the
sports.
net.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna put the ball in the net.
They're
people.
playing
This is
floor. They're
soccer.
playing floor hockey. No. So I mean, obviously the opportunities are lesser in a team that is a little more talented, or a team that's trying to grow. Regardless of that, he seems like he's adjusting well. He seems like he's very good, and I think we actually have somebody that we can build around, and I'm hoping that continues.
I think he is ultimately the savior of the franchise.
Oh yeah.
The Blackhawks continue to make a mockery of themselves with how much news that comes out negatively
That
about
isn't
that.
about hockey at all.
Yeah. And a lot of fans out there think St. Louis and all these guys got gypped on a player like Bedard because
Yeah, fuck you.
of that. I disagree. I think
There's a lottery
luck-
for a reason, people.
Correct.
Also, why are you going to send Conor Bedard to St. Louis? Nothing against St. Louis, but it's not Chicago.
No,
what are
nothing
we
in-
doing?
Yeah. I was just in St. Louis last week. I got news. It ain't no Chicago.
It's cool, but it's not Chicago.
Nothing really is this great city.
Yeah.
And it has its times where it's not the greatest, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Now, with all of that being said, let's bridge to a sport with an actual ball, Vince.
Yes.
A sport that we love a lot.
They definitely put the
baseball.
ball in the net on this one.
They put the ball in the glove.
Well, there's a net at Wrigley, I guess, so you can count that.
There's
if
a
you want.
net.
Yeah, above the brick, they put a net in there that catches balls.
It's called a basket.
Oh, a basket. There you go.
Yeah, leave
It's
it to
got
the
a
Cubs.
net, though.
Leave it to the Cubs to call it a basket at the ballpark.
Underwater basket
I'm
weaving.
gonna hit a.
I would
hit a
like to.
home run
I would
into
like
the
to make it
basket.
known that Mike is staying next to Wrigley.
Shut up.
Mike is sleeping closer to Wrigley than
Shut
I
up.
ever have.
I-
So if he
Oh,
ever
fuck
hates on
you.
me again,
No.
he can
You've
look
lived
at
here
the.
for almost
He
10
can
years.
fall asleep and look at the field.
Shut up.
So am I the bad guy anymore?
Hey,
I don't know.
wifey is a Cub fan,
Okay.
okay, and she's loving it right now.
I'll be single forever because I will
And-
not concede.
And I'm just saying that it's cool,
It is
right?
cool.
Because
It is cool. I
You
told
look
you
out
to.
your window. It's a
Yeah.
Marriott property. Had a lot of points, so it's like end of the year. You might as well use them. Those things. I mean, what the fuck,
All right.
right? I mean, in my opinion, it was just like, well, we're in town. We spent the night last night running around the city,
Yeah.
reliving the engagement. It's been wonderful. But now it's definitely time to, get on this side of the fence.
Yeah.
And it also is very convenient that I'm 2 blocks
Yeah.
from this young gentleman
Yeah.
in this great
Kidding
face.
aside, it is very cool to see that at the top, and it's like a pretty unique view for a
Yeah.
hotel. So
Yeah, it is. It is. If you did that on the south side, the rooms would be $50 a night, and they'd hand you a fucking flak jacket walking through the door. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, you want to see the ballpark?
Hey,
Okay.
never forget the Fat Flaps shooting of 2023.
Oh man,
We should really do that.
We
Just
should report on
2023
shootings around ballparks.
Rewind, where all the crazy shit that we did. That might actually be in the future here. I'll probably end up working on that as a passion project. Just a rewind of all the fucked up, strange, and unusuals of the year.
Well, after all of the football talk commences, we will have a fair amount of nothing to talk about.
True.
So we will plug in some fun stuff, and give us your input. We'd love to hear it.
I would love to.
Now, with that, we do have to bury this one. So the Dodgers are out here spending more money than the fucking government.
Yeah.
It's like they're just giving these Japanese players money as if they're fucking Ukraine or Israel right now.
Over a bill now.
Holy shit.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto signs with the Dodgers, which we did mention.
Also a great sushi restaurant.
Yeah, Yoshinobu.
Yeah, Yoshinobu.
There you go. He signs 12 years, $325. Over $1 billion combined between the two of them. When asked about the Ohtani thing, he said that obviously wasn't the only reason he signed with the Dodgers. Probably kind of high because they keep the same translator and all that stuff.
The same Japanese players that played on the same team together.
Yeah.
Dude.
Granted, this guy is nails. Absolutely nails. Has been amazing over in Japan. And you look at this contract and you say, yeah, but like...
Is he worth it?
He's never pitched in the MLB.
Is he worth it?
They gave him $325 million.
Is he worth it?
Granted, New York's probably going to do that if the Dodgers don't. Like, you're going to miss out on the guy if you don't end up doing that. But $325, guy never pitched in the... Like, remember Daisuke Matsuzaka?
Yeah.
He was decent, and then he wasn't.
Right.
And they signed this guy for 12 years? 10 years?
12 years, $325 million.
And he's not bringing a gyro. He's not doing that. He's really good. And if you look at all the statistics, they all seem to be good. There's a lot of comparisons between Japanese and MLB and how it's not that far off skill-wise.
It's just quirky in Japan as to the way they play the game.
Yeah.
How they go about, the overall... It's not as analytic driven, I would say, as
it's just like a bunch of the White Sox.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of. They play a lot of small ball in Japan.
Mm-hmm. That's what the White Sox are now.
Although Japan did beat the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, they did.
Fun fact, if you've been listening to this podcast long enough, you'll know this guy and this guy will be on our way to Japan for the 2026 World Baseball Classic.
Better believe it.
Bet on that. We're going to be the biggest thing those people have ever fucking seen. They might think we're Godzilla 1 and 2 over here.
Oh, damn.
Vinny, we might leave Japan with a little wifey for you.
That might be cool.
Right?
Hopefully she can speak English. That'd be tough. Maybe she doesn't want to hear me talk. This is a good idea. We'll converse about that. But the Dodgers are going to be good this year. That's pretty obvious. They do get to keep a guy at the beginning of it. One cool little fact I learned, he's going to wear the number 18.
Why 18, Vince?
18 is the number for aces in Japan.
Okay.
So previous to him, Kenta Maeda also wore 18. A couple other guys as well donned the 18. I think Kodai Senga, if I'm not...
Is it a good omen, potentially? Maybe it's like how we believe in this great state. Threes are a big deal. Threes are a big deal.
I don't know if it's a good omen or bad. They were speaking about it very...
Was it risky?
Very nicely.
Okay.
So I think it's just a good thing.
Well,
I think it's something
Shohei's
that
17, right? It's a 1 off 18.
Yeah,
So maybe there's something with the teen numbers out there in Japan.
Could be. I think it's literally something that they give the person who's like the ace on the team. 12th Japanese-born player in Dodgers history. Fun fact.
Maybe that's just a hot spot for him, Yeah. Hey, who wouldn't want to live in California? I mean, come on. The weather there is truly terrific. Right?
Agreed. Or Japan.
Well, either way, if you're in California or you're in Japan, this holiday season you should hydrate yourself, especially with all the family functions. You're probably binge drinking a little bit, probably working out. Maybe you're doing both. You should stay hydrated with our friends at Liquid IV.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by Liquid IV. That's right. The hydration brand we've all come to know and love is with ya boys. It's festival, outdoor party, and adventure season, and proper hydration is essential. You don't want to miss out on the summertime activities while they're still here. Liquid IV will help you hydrate and stay in the game. I've been using Liquid IV for a few years, and I found a ton of uses for it. Going to sleep after a day-long soiree. This is the product that helps me rehydrate and recover. I brought them with me on hikes, long bike rides, vacations, and maybe most importantly, bachelor party weekends. The beauty of it all is that Liquid IV comes in a small, convenient package that you just add to a bottle of water and drink away. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the Taxi Squad podcast code, TAXISQUADPODCAST, no spaces, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using the promo code Taxi Squad podcast at liquidiv.com.
The Bears make the playoffs.
Oh, how do the Bears make the playoffs?
Do they run the ball or do they pass the ball, or does their quarterback do both and suck at the same time? Time will tell. How do the Bears make the playoffs?
How do the Bears make the playoffs?
NFL talk. NFL talk.
Yeah.
How do the Bears make the playoffs?
How do?
We are going to discuss it, and you just got a little song. And you just got a little song to do it.
That's the benefit of having a guitar next to me. So
Correct. And who would have known that our great friend Vince is quite the musician?
man, I made our theme song, which you'll hear next week. So be ready, Freddie.
And you got a full-blown song, right? Now, with that being said, the Bears right now, playoff implications. Should the Bears survive Week 17, and NFL has a very interesting game on tap. Both Chicago and Green Bay will meet head-to-head in Week 18
Ayo.
with a playoff berth on the line. Should Chicago win and finish the season 8-9, here's what would happen.
That's the last week. So we got 1 week and then that, right?
Right.
So what do we need to happen?
Chicago Bears win. Rams and Seattle Seahawks win or tie. Rams win or tie, and Green Bay Packers win. Bears win, Rams win or tie, and Minnesota Vikings win. Bears win, Seahawks win or tie, and Packers win. Bears win, Seahawks win or tie, and Vikings win.
This is all the ways the Bears make it.
Bears playoff scenarios for 23. There you have it.
God, my brain is so fucked from hearing
Oh,
that.
so many things need to happen.
I have literally, this is one of those things where I'm like, win and control your destiny. You have no control over anybody else. Do I want them to make the playoffs and lose in the first round? Yeah. Because...
But do you?
Yeah.
Because then Flus is staying. If
I know,
this team
but
makes the playoffs, Flus is staying.
that means that he can lead a team to the playoffs, which is something that could be said about, I guess, Nagy, too.
Right? So then you come back next season.
As a playoff team.
Okay. Here's a scenario.
As a playoff team.
You trade the first pick, somebody like the Giants or the Panthers, or somebody comes up and gives
Raiders, give me Max Crosby.
Right? I wouldn't even want Max Crosby.
I want him in 2 firsts.
Okay. Do you do that, or do you take Caleb, move on from Justin, you trade Justin for what?
If we make the playoffs, no. You keep your quarterback. You made the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, we made the playoffs with Mitch.
I know. Yeah, but, get rid of Getsy, try again.
He's definitely better than Mitch.
Yeah, for sure.
What's Greg Roman doing right now? Is anybody... Because Greg Roman took fucking Lamar Jackson and made him a fucking superstar.
Who's their OC now?
Getsy.
No, the Ravens.
I don't know, but I know Greg Roman is not employed right now. As far as I know, Greg Roman.
Let's see. Check on the Google bot.
Greg Roman previously serves the OC.
Nothing right
He's unemployed.
Bring me some Greg Roman.
Get Greg Roman in here to get his hands on Fields. And
Anybody but Luke Getsy, dude. Because all he's doing is putting him in compromising situations. But
yeah, and when they talk about it, it's like, yeah, well, he needs to, I try and challenge him to fit my offense.
No.
You need to challenge
That doesn't make any
yourself to
fucking
make him
sense.
fucking fit, bro.
He's trying to make the game harder on him. What are you doing, dude?
Yeah, well, all the things he does well, we're just gonna throw that out the fucking
so
window.
ass backwards and so dumb.
Bears are gonna.
It's like, hey, I know you're gonna be an NFL quarterback, but also, I'm gonna need you to adjust everything you do to how I do things. Like, what the fuck has he done? What proof has he made? He made Aaron Rodgers an MVP. Bullshit. Aaron Rodgers made Aaron Rodgers an MVP.
Right.
Like, dumbass.
Like, look at Nat Hackett.
That concept, right. That concept is so dumb.
Natty Hackett.
And the fact that he's saying that now when he knows his job is on the line more than literally anybody else, he is more likely to get fired than Matt Eberflus is right now. I hope
he
that
needs
does.
to be gone.
Get rid of him. The fact that he said that is so ass backwards and so convoluted. Don't do that. Okay, first off, don't think the Bears are going to make the playoffs. It's so impossible for them to do it.
How do the Bears make playoffs?
That's good. We honestly should release that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think they're going to make it. If they do, then it brings up other questions. That would be a luck into a playoff spot situation. But the fact that we can say that versus how September Bears were, September Bears might have been the worst team ever.
Could have been one of the worst Bears we've seen in
Maybe
a long time.
Ever.
Good.
Might have been the worst September team ever, dude. They were so bad.
They were really fucking bad.
Yeah, like.
Well,
the
and
fact
they
that
still
this
give
isn't-
away games left and right.
Sure.
I thought they were going to give the
I'm not
Christmas
saying
game
they're
away.
good.
I thought they were going to give the Christmas
I
Eve
was
game away.
I was kind of hoping they do.
Well, in a way, you want Fields to stay. In a way, you don't. Life as a Bears fan right now. You don't know what way you're going.
Which is kind
each
of where
day.
we're most comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we've been like that the last, 10 years or
But
so.
think of the pieces you could build, though. To your point, if you get 2 first-rounders, you're back to back. I mean, you could build a formidable, multiple first-round picks.
But if it
3-4
doesn't
years
work
in a row.
out, and then the story in the future is the Bears had 2 first-round picks, they passed on both of them, and it still didn't fucking work out, that's crazy, dude.
The odds of young quarterbacks hitting in the NFL right now.
Is so, yeah. And
I
also,
mean, look at Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's not killing. Him and Fields right now look almost comparable.
they're from the same place. They played each other every level of the way, and now they're playing similar in the NFL. So who would have thunk?
Who'd have thought?
I don't know. If Fields as a guy, and I know we've said this, and I've been really steadfast on the keep Caleb Williams on the Bears situation. This is the first week where I'm like, hey, man, obviously Luke Getsy's a huge issue. The offense is always a huge issue. All the players are coming out saying they love him, which is what you hear all the time. But I truly do believe that that's the case right now. And if he's playing well and they luck into a playoff spot, I'm kind of just like, fuck.
I just hate his press conferences. He sounds like he's
Fields?
fucking
Eberflus?
Eberflus.
It's brutal. Well, I
It's-
gave the guys a crossword the other day, and they finished it, and it said "Go team" on it. Like it makes me want to die. It's
He's
like
so
a 13-year-old football program coach that's just like, I just wanted the guys to get along, so I had them a little pizza party.
I don't get it.
It's so hip hip hooray, dude.
He's a little too hip hooray. He
Yeah.
contradicts himself in his press conferences.
All the
to hear the
time.
man talk, he talks out of both sides of his
Is
head.
this the biggest too big for his britches situations that we've seen in a
This
while?
is the most Bears thing
It
ever
feels like
because, George is sitting in the room with everybody. I'm talking about George McCaskey,
Yeah.
everyone. And George is like, oh, well, I really like that guy.
Well, get his mom in there.
He complimented my mustache.
Get his mom in there. She deserves to be
Get
there.
Virginia in there.
Yeah, she could probably speak still.
Virginia and Vince, by the way. Vince is going to be the sugar baby. And Vince is
I
gonna
would
go
love.
really give it to
I'm
her
very
good
delicate.
here.
That's so fucked up.
He's really going to go.
That is so fucked
What?
up.
What? I mean, what's her name did it? Anna Nicole with the old guy, the oil mogul. You
Yeah.
can do it. the
She is
inverse.
100, bro.
Yeah. Put the belly on her back, Vince. Do
Oh my
Do it.
god.
You should
That
totally
is
do it.
Horrendous.
You should do
I'll
it.
take one for the team.
I
For
would-
sure.
Hey,
But,
if you
like-
marry Virginia and then become the next heir apparent to the Bears organization,
Honestly,
we're gonna.
bro,
I'm getting hired as GM.
it's a lot of money, but
we're
know.
taking them to the ship, people.
that's a lot of heat, brother.
We've done it in Madden franchises. We could.
Yeah,
do it.
I did a simulation through on Madden, and we ended up really good. So,
See.
no, that's a lot of heat. I don't think I'd even want that. But I
I-
would
I-
take
I'd
the
take the
billions of dollars. That'd be sick.
Take the smoke. Yeah, the billions would be absolutely sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but in another world, maybe another time. Who knows? It could still happen.
True.
Go start hanging around Hallis Hall. will
I
ya?
tried to rizz her up on
Yeah,
Old People Meet.
Old people.
Facebook?
Be the youngest. Get you some gray
Yeah,
hair.
I
cut
I
some of
linked
mine
up with her.
off,
I linked
throw it
up
on
with
your
her
head.
on the Craigslist. I'm trying to think of the oldest thing you can get on.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
Fucking Vince over here
Yeah.
on strange
sent her
old
a-
lady encounters.
Yeah, I sent her an email on Yahoo or AOL. Okay.
You've got mail.
On this beautiful program that we do, we have a nice little thing that we do every week, and it goes by the name of Skip It or Rip It. And this is no different. We're going to go through week 16. We're either going to skip or rip these games. And as you guys know, if you've been listening, even if we skip, we do end up ripping. So,
Let's rip it.
starting off, Saints, Rams. Looks closer than it was.
Yeah, looked a lot closer than it was.
It was 27-7 going into the fourth quarter. I like to mind.
Yeah, I think that the Rams are a bona fide playoff team. Puka
Really good.
Nakua is a dog.
Have you
Yeah,
thought,
Natty
Mike,
Stafford. Yeah, whatever.
for a minute
Uh-huh.
about possible playoff seedings and who the Rams could play in the playoffs?
The Bears.
No.
No. who could
Worse. Think.
who could
Same division as the Bears.
The Packers?
No, same division as the Bears.
Oh, the Lions.
Stafford versus the Lions?
Oh, man, that would be true manifest.
That's
destiny.
horrible for Lions fans.
That's horrible for Lions fans.
First
Hey, but they got rid of
division
them.
win since your birth. 92 when they won the Central Division.
They had
This is the
fucking Barry
first
Sanders.
This is the first time they've won the NFC North ever. They go in first time they face their
Shout out to him.
esteemed best quarterback on their team ever in the first round. Stafford versus the Lions. That's something I don't really wish on them because I am kind of a Lions supporter until they start playing well for too long and then it starts pissing me off and gets in our way. But
Well-
I'm cool with it now because the Bears suck.
Well, the Bears could still make the playoffs.
True.
We just sang a song about it.
That's true. How can so Derek Carr 319, but kind of a fake 319 again because they scored 15 other points in the fourth. It did end up getting close. It became a one-score game, but it kind of became a one-score game when it was already out of reach.
Yeah.
So you're kind of looking at a team where again the Saints suck. They're horrible to watch. They're 7-8 for some reason. But they're one of those teams that I don't want to watch. And then after watching the Buccaneers this week, I know for a fact I'd rather see the Bucs in the playoffs than the fucking Saints. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen for the Saints this year. A lot of good players on their team, a really old defense, and Derek Carr is just not it, man. Go back to Las Vegas.
I think Carr, this is his last stop in the car. I mean,
Maybe, but someone's going to give him an opportunity, man.
I think
Kellen Mond or Derek Carr. I'm still taking
he
care
just
of
doesn't.
Derek Carr.
He just doesn't. Maybe he goes and becomes a backup somewhere, but he just doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's
He
rough.
can't stay healthy. When he does play, he has games where he looks like the second coming of Christ, and then he has games where he looks like he's the second coming of Trubisky.
He should go
So-
to
He'd be great on the Steelers.
True. I think he can actually
He'd
run
be
that
great
offense
on the
great,
Steelers.
but
He'd be even good on the commies.
comparatively to Kenny Pickett, I don't see a big difference.
Yeah, no.
So you might as well keep the guy on the rookie contract.
Yeah, that's
Maybe send him to New York and back up Rodgers. Roger goes down. You got another guy that can sling the ball.
Maybe the Giants. Giants might be a good play for him. Get
be.
the old D ball on him.
Yeah, most amount of money given to quarterbacks that can't score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm in.
I'm so happy that DeVito experiment's kind of over now.
Me too.
I'm tired of he's a really shout out to the Italian guy.
It was fun.
It was fun. Make your money, kid. Life goes on. Yeah, hey, listen, Rams are in contention. Sean McVay, I think we could crown that guy as one of the best coaches around.
Yep.
So, looking at the Bengals and the Steelers right now, this game was, in my eyes, So, back to the point, we both took the Rams. Now, Vince and I were high on the Bengals. Shouldn't have been because this whole
Browning
Jake
experiment.
Browning experiment, not good.
3 INTs. Didn't feel nice that whole time. He went to Higgins a lot again because he likes himself some T. Higgins. Mason Rudolph sighting again.
Look good.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
17 to 27, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do that again. I doubt
George
it.
Pickens for the day, though, 4 receptions, 195.
So
2
this is
tutties.
my biggest gripe, dude.
What's your
George
gripe?
Pickens has been so annoying.
He's a head case.
And not even like that. I just had him on fantasy, and I was in the semifinals last week.
You don't take that guy.
And I didn't start. Well, I didn't think at the beginning of the season. I was like, this is good.
Oh, you left him on your bench?
Yeah.
Woof.
First play of the game.
Oh man.
Absolute laser. He ends up putting up 33. Amari Cooper's on the other end of my fucking demise. Amari Cooper puts up 45. He was my only chance. So Amari Cooper screwed me twice last week, and
This is why fantasy just doesn't. If you're winning,
yeah.
you're high of high, and I'll play forever. But when you lose consecutive years,
and everybody loses except for one person.
it takes away your fantasy soul, and then you finish the year, and then you're like, "Fuck this! I'm never doing it again." And then the following season comes around, you're like, "I'll do it again."
I'll put $500
It's like-
down on 4 different
Yeah,
leagues.
it's like the girl that you keep going back to. She hurts you, but then again, she makes you feel nice
But
from
she,
the sweet
you know,
parts.
She
And
lets
then
take up some of your time, and you get to chat with her.
She tingles you.
She tickles you in funny places.
Yeah, she tickles you in fun places when the time's right, and then when the time's not right, she just tears your heart out.
Yeah.
Tears your heart out.
So yeah, that's that. The Bengals
Not good.
not going to make the playoffs. It is what it is. All right, we're on to Bills Chargers. If you notice a little break there, it's because we're in an interesting situation currently. This is the first time we've recorded when there's an actual game going on right now.
Yeah.
So we're
Exciting
gonna
times.
when we end up talking about the Browns and the Jets, they're already gonna be done with another game. So we're gonna have to put those kind of together on this. So you'll expect that to go, but that's not that's not an issue right now because we're on the Bills Chargers. Do we skip a rip, bud?
I could skip it. I'm just surprised that
It was close.
It was close.
Yeah, I was too.
got.
It got close at the end there, but honestly, the Bills are pretty fucking good, and we were writing them off too early, and it's
They're
kind of
back.
exciting.
They're back.
Commanders Jets.
I could skip this one
I
too.
want to rip it.
Call the Jets, though.
I want to rip it because this is now the time when the Sam Howell experiment seems to be over.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett has been announced as the Commanders' starting quarterback.
He's back.
So he's always going to show up. He's almost as common as Mason Rudolph at this point.
Right.
Jacoby Brissett played reasonably well when he ended up coming in, taking out Sam Howell. The Jets are weird, man.
The Jets are really weird. They play
Trevor
great defense. Trevor Simeon.
Starting right now also.
Yeah, starting as we speak. It's not looking good, but to that point.
They won
I
that
mean,
game.
Is
Rodgers-
Bieniemy the head coach there next year? Biggest question.
In the Jets, I have so much belief that he's gonna coach for the Commanders, given the fact that he took that job in the first place.
Sure.
That I think Ron Rivera is definitely 100%, no doubt about it, out this year with the new management, and I think Bieniemy just takes his place.
Yeah, I'd say you're correct.
But I also don't think the Jets get rid of Saleh.
You can't because
So-
Rodgers loves him. He's coming back next year.
Yeah.
He's got Natty Hackett. He's got his guy. He's going to make him look good again. Then everybody's going to sing his praises. He'll get another head coaching job and suck.
Yep. So it's going to be Bieniemy and Saleh, and then hopefully Rodgers stays healthy.
Yeah.
This is the classic White Sox move. Same thing as the White Sox is hopefully we stay healthy.
You can draw a lot of parallels there.
But it's okay. So that right there, congrats Sam Howell. Hopefully you get another chance and you take the bull by the horns. Lions Vikings.
I'll rip this one.
Me too. I'm interested in this. Go ahead.
This game was closer than most thought. Nick Mullins, who'd have thunk it? When you throw 4 interceptions,
Yeah.
you're not going to be
You
expected
throw
to
the
win
ball
that.
up and see what happens. Which
Well, Justin
honestly,
Jefferson can do that.
that receiving core,
Do it.
sure.
Fucking rip
If
it,
you're
man.
not gonna start, there's not a lot like behind you. Like no one's gonna sign Nick Mullins to start for the team. If he's honestly the second most famous Nick Mullins, so it's fun.
Who's the first most
The other
famous?
guy's name is he was in Come Town, that podcast with Stav. You ever seen that?
No.
Oh yeah, it was a huge
Come
podcast for a while. Yeah, and his name is Nick Mullins, I believe. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But the fact that he's also named Nick Mullins and he's the starting quarterback for the Vikings in a week.
Pause.
Tough game for the Vikings. Don't think they're making the playoffs either. The NFC North is a sad pit. Besides Detroit, which first time that's ever happened. I am excited to see how they play in the future. Jared Goff is clearly better in a dome. He does have issues with cold weather, so this is one of those win every game so you control your destiny moving forward.
Well, they're going to have home field advantage in the playoffs. Shout out to Dan Campbell.
Yep.
Getting that team there. I mean, Nick Mullins had a shot there at the end. They were driving. And he threw a pick to end the game.
Yep.
So you're not going to win many games once again if you throw 4 interceptions.
That's that on that.
Yeah, and now moving forward to the Browns and Texans.
Taking
So
it.
Vince and I both
Rip
took
it.
the Lions. Now on this one, I took the Texans because I thought C.J. Stroud would be back. He was not.
Yep.
And the Browns, Joe Flacco, babe.
Listen, brother.
It's Flacco season.
I love me some Joe Flacco.
Ah.
Currently, Joe Flacco is playing against the New York Jets, who dropped his ass last year. And then they put him in a precarious situation, which did not work for Flacco. But now he's got the freaking Browns defense. He's got Amari Cooper on the outside. Not today. I'd like to make that clear. He's not playing today. But outside of that,
David Njoku is finally living up to his potential, which is insane.
Everybody's been talking about that year after year. He's finally working out. So I love this story. I think it's super fun. I hope the Browns just run it. Like Joe Flacco's making a case that like he came in late, so he's obviously not going to win it. But he could be the MVP because
he's not going to be. He's comeback player
you know
of
what
the
I'm
year
saying
for
though.
sure.
You know what I'm saying though. Like he is single-handedly turning around a team. Nothing else has changed except they bring in Flacco and he goes.
As the organization, like the fact that you gave the fucking the towel guy so much money, guaranteed, and now Flacco comes off the couch,
right?
He's fucking lighting it up out there, looking like the second coming of Joe Namath,
right?
I mean, how you gonna hate on it?
Good for you, Joe Flacco.
Good for you, Flacco. You got some fucking weapons. You got a defense.
Also, Mark Cooper dog, but ruined my week last week.
Yeah,
so part of it, I'm like, fuck
Vince,
you. But
Vince is not liking that guy due to his fantasy implications. But
he's so good.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Next game, Packers, Panthers. I don't care.
Honestly, dude, the fact that it was almost not a Packers win is hilarious to me.
Very much so.
Yeah, the Packers aren't very good either. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they might make the playoffs. They're gonna have to do a couple things to get there.
Sure.
But even if they do, like, what are they gonna do? Jordan Love is back on the maybe not train.
Yeah, Jordan Love shows bursts of talent, but he's not it.
Seahawks, Titans.
Close game,
dude.
Close game. I mean, the Titans play tough, man.
They're fun. Tannehill back. Tannehill's Tannehill. He had a Tannehill day. 18-26, 152, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't give the ball away. Managed the game. They almost ended up winning it. The Seattle Seahawks ended up scoring in the fourth to finish it off. I don't know if the Seahawks they might be losing their shine a little bit. They had a lot of like gusto last year just because Geno Smith comes in, plays really well. He's still playing decently well. It's just kind of like it feels like it's becoming old news.
Yeah,
which is not like an analytic.
I don't know how
opinion.
I don't know how you pull Drew Lock for him. I mean, granted, they won the game. It was a little bit closer. He was getting some of the cobwebs off after being injured. I mean, still a serviceable game. 2 touchdowns, 227 yards.
And he hasn't been bad this year. That's the thing. Like, you can't really pull him if like he hasn't been bad this year.
No, they're a potential playoff team.
Right.
So how are you gonna hate on it? You really can't hate on it, right?
Yeah, but either way, I mean, 8-7, they only go so far.
Oh yeah.
This next one I'm excited to talk about.
Which one's that?
Colts Falcons.
Oh God. Hey, Heineke.
What the fuck, man?
Heineke, man.
We've been saying this.
Heineke season.
We've been screaming this from the mountaintops since like week 3.
Start that fucking guy.
Why haven't they been starting Heineke? I guess they wanted to see what they had in Ritter, but obviously they don't have anything in Ritter. They say, let's let Bijan Robinson carry the ball more than 3 times and see what he does. Oh, amazing. Maybe throw the ball to him a couple times. Oh, seems like it kind of worked out, dude.
Oh.
Led the team in rushing and receiving this week. So
Kyle Pitts, guess how many career touchdowns he has?
How many? I have no idea.
3.
He has 3.
A whopping 3, 1 per season.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, if you take that guy in fantasy because they think he's going to be the next coming to something.
I think Arthur Smith is cool. I think he's fun. I don't think he's a good coach.
He's like the best guy ever at not utilizing the talent that he has.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he has a lot of it.
Like I think
Drake London, dog.
I think the team likes him a lot, but I don't think
they say they like him.
But that's
the Eberflus method, right?
But even so, it's like he seems like he's like a cool guy and a nice guy to have in the clubhouse. But the fact that he's just like making these obscene decisions to not give guys the ball, and maybe that was the Ritter advantage or disadvantage or whatever you want to call it. But even so, like Bijan did get going in this game, but it wasn't like he was
Tyler Algier, man. He's the guy.
For what reason? That's
No
the
idea.
issue.
He just likes him.
So there's that on that. I think the Minshew Mania thing is a little over. He's fun. He's fun to watch every now and then. But also the Colts are now in an interesting little spot in the AFC South. I got to be honest.
Colts, Minshew ain't it. Richardson will come
Do
back.
they win the division still?
Potentially. They have a shot.
I think they're probably
It's a terrible division.
They're probably most likely going to win the division.
It's a horrible division.
They're 8-7. So are the Jags, who are on a tear. Or rather the opposite, losing four straight.
Yeah, they're not looking good.
And the Texans are still in there. So
yeah, the Texans, once Stroud comes
CJ back.
CJ back, they're in.
I think it might be possible.
I think it's 1,000% possible. Now, speaking of the Jags, Jags and Bucks had the battle for Florida, and I think Baker has a legitimate chance.
He's starting next year, buddy.
Of not only that, but winning Comeback Player of the Year.
I think so too.
Literally, they wrote him off.
DeMar Hamlin.
They wrote him off, and he's crushing life right now.
DeMar Hamlin, dude.
Come on now.
They like going for the storyline. Storylines.
Well,
Guy
Baker
died on field. Guy came in for one special team.
Bet on himself.
I don't
playing
disagree
his balls
with you.
off.
I'm with you.
He has amazing talent.
He's
and
been
he's utilizing.
playing so well recently. Yeah. The Bucks are clearly the team that everybody wants to go to the playoffs in the NFC South. It's almost definite they're going to do so right now.
Oh, yeah.
Knock on wood, obviously.
Yeah.
But DeMar Hamlin's going to win it. They love this story. They like this stupid-ass little story. But
he almost died. That's why he's good.
Maybe they also don't want to advertise dying on the field either. So there's a toss-up.
David Njoku right now, absolutely
He's so athletic and fast and good.
I mean, he is just freakish on the field.
166 yards after catch over expected. Third most by a tight end in a season since 2018. That is a bullshit stat.
See, this is what happens when you get the squirrel moments of the boys watching a
That's
game
a bullshit. Can we say that? That's actually a good point because I see that shit all the time.
ADD in full effect.
Most by a tight end since 2019 or 18.
It's insane.
That's 5 years.
You got Jerome Ford running his face off. I mean, if they had Nick Chubb right now, they're so much better. It's insane.
For sure. But just, I hate those. The Next Gen Stats, all that stuff on ESPN.
Shout out to Chris Collinsworth.
If it's the first time since and there's a 2000 and then there's a 1 or a 2 after it, then you're wrong.
Wrong.
I'm sorry. It needs to be at least since 2009. All right.
Let's go to the other side of Florida.
Cowboys, Dolphins. I picked the Dolphins in this. You picked the Cowboys. It was kind of a pick'em.
Game.
It was kind of a pick'em.
22-20. Game decided on a field goal.
It ended up coming down to 2 points. It was a pick'em at the end of the day.
Tony Pollard, man, he is not it.
I am falling victim to Hard Knocks support. I've been watching the in-season Hard Knocks with the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's difficult not to because they
love the Dolphins.
They paint the narrative. They paint the narrative, right? Oh, these guys are great. They love each other. They love Mike McDaniel. They love, But I will say Mike McDaniel, GOAT, because they honor Dan Marino.
I know.
And he was
Fuck
like,
you, Dan. We're coming for your records.
Dan. Fuck you and your records, Dan.
Tua getting the quarterback room all golf simulators. Fun.
That's
Tyreek getting like the scooters or whatever the hell he got him. Fun.
That's dope.
Obviously, like, real life, like shit like this happening all over the NFL. They're fabricating it for the camera, whatever it may be. Cowboys are very good. Cowboys are not the best team in the NFC, obviously.
David Njoku fumble live.
That's how it goes. Yeah, but either way, the Cowboys are kind of feeling like the Cowboys again. They'll probably get one more win on the season, maybe 2. So 11 or 12 wins. Win the first round of the playoffs, lose the second round of the playoffs. That's what I've been saying all year. I didn't say 12 wins. 12 wins is a lot. That was an absolute hammer of a hit. But anyway, 12 wins is a lot for the Cowboys. They might win the division, but even so, it's just they don't have – I really don't feel like they have the juice to win the whole thing.
No, they don't have all the horses right now to get it done. That ain't no shit.
CeeDee Lamb's pretty good at football.
CeeDee Lamb's been very good at football for a very long time.
He's a pretty good football player.
He's very good. It's just the running game. They miss a hammer.
Yep.
Imagine Derrick Henry on that team. They would be amazing.
Yeah, Tony Pollard experiment. Everybody's like, finally get him in. Maybe he's better as a backup.
It's not even a backup. He just needs to have a hammer there, a change of pace.
Where's Deuce Vaughn?
He's too little.
Yeah, but he's kind of like a little Energizer Bunny, right?
No. He ain't it. Trust me. He needs a hammer in front of him to get it done.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Bears,
Cardinals.
We talked a lot about the Bears to kick off the show. We gave you a song. I don't.
Yo, a song.
I think Fields looked like Fields. Herbert had a great game. Cole Kmet reminds you that he's a stud.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, played very well.
He did. He was pretty good. Like watching
good.
it. Yeah, it just.
Bears defense is legit, man.
Yeah.
I think they can't tackle. I think Eddie Jackson refuses to tackle and get him out. Ever since he changed to number 4, he's been ass.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I'd also like to make a statement that I think we're going to have to re-sign Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson's been playing his ass off.
Dude.
He's been playing his ass off. Like, quarterbacks against him, it's like some obnoxious rating that's like 20.
Yeah.
So I think you have to re-sign him, and the press conferences can stop now. Pats Broncos.
Yes.
Oh, man.
What the fuck, man?
They give you a taste, and I think they saw enough of Russell.
They're
and
the
his spicy,
funniest team.
Bailey's happy season, full effect. Zeke Elliott looking like Zeke of old.
Do you think this is
9 receptions, 33 yards, 1 touchdown?
Do you think it's valid that Russell Wilson's getting benched overall?
I think Sean Payton doesn't like him.
Because he's getting benched. Fun fact.
I think Sean Payton fucking hates his guts.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm done with you. I'm done with your fake kind bullshit.
Yeah.
And, Sean Payton's a no-nonsense type of coach, and he
I'm
doesn't play
kind
that
of
shit.
done with Sean Payton, dude.
No, I support Sean Payton.
I
He's
think
going to
he's
build
so
something
fucking
big there.
annoying. I think he was yelling
He's
about
won with this team, and
Russell
he hates
Wilson,
the quarterback.
25 and 37, 238, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Where do you think you're getting better?
They want to get rid of him.
I get it, but
he doesn't
how?
want him there anymore.
So much money on the team. He took the team
there's a
knowing
clause
it.
in the contract that if he gets benched at any portion of the year because you have to play there's deferred money there.
Something like that, because that's
So,
the argument that's going on right now.
It's a money decision. It's
What's
a business
the better
decision.
option, dude?
You got to go get a guy that he wants.
Who?
I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing.
Maybe Derek Carr.
Sean Payton's going to ride this out. Cause
We were talking about Derek Carr. Maybe Derek Carr goes
Yeah,
there.
bring him in. He's going to play better.
Maybe he just jives with it. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Look at fucking Joe Flacco.
I'm with you. Flacco. I'm with you to a point, but also it's... Sean Payton works to a point. I think it works really well if you have Drew Brees. I think it's a very beneficial thing. I think he plays really well that way. I think also if you don't have an absolute stalemate best ever quarterback and you're getting mad at everybody on the sidelines and doing the Sean Payton shit, because you got to remember, he's been talking shit about everybody. And then when he does something that isn't as savory as something else, then it's like, well, Sean Payton. It's like, no, fuck you.
Listen, the guy won 1 Super Bowl.
Uno.
And he's taken a pretty shitty team and he's brought him to 7-8. And, I think, once again, I just think he's done with Russell.
He's won 1 Super Bowl.
And Russell will go somewhere else and maybe be successful. Aren't you happy the Bears didn't give up the house for him?
Yeah. I'll say Dicka went to New Orleans, and that worked out. So
Dicka gave up every draft pick for a decade for Ricky Williams.
Same idea. I don't know if Sean Payton in Denver is the same Sean Payton you're getting in New Orleans because he's going with all this
I think it's
superstar
too
and
soon.
shine that he didn't have in New Orleans until he won. So
it's too soon to tell.
We'll see.
I think he's
being kind of a crybaby, little baby.
Next season, you're going to see a change. So we'll see if he's right. Stidham season.
I'm putting my money on the Denver Broncos sucking next season too, and then him freaking out.
I think they're probably going to go 9-8 with Stidham.
Let's see.
Stidham serviceable. They did. Hey, Stidham 2 years in a row starting quarterback last 2 games. Look at us.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Raiders beat the Chiefs.
Fucking love it, man. Even
Weird,
though we
man.
both didn't pick it.
Weird.
Yeah, totally.
Chiefs now 9-6 on the season. This is the worst they've been in the Mahomes era. If you end up looking at the AFC West right now, the Broncos ended up sucking the last 2 weeks, so the Chiefs are still probably going to end up winning it. If they lose 2 and the Raiders win 2, then the Raiders actually get that tiebreaker, which is funny. So, it's possible. The Raiders are fun, but I think the Chiefs still end up taking this division. But that's got to be a feel-good for the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. And I think you have to give Antonio Pierce a job next year. He's playing for a job. He's coaching for his job.
He's coached worse than Rich Bisaccia, though.
I know.
And they got rid of his ass.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe Gruden comes back, man.
Nope.
Maybe he walks back in. He's like, fuck all you
Well,
for doing this to me. I'm going to prove it again.
Here's an argument. They can't afford to put on another massive coach contract.
So you just bring in Antonio,
So
who loves
keep the
the
guy.
team, loves the guy. Black Air Forces, I love the culture.
Keep the guy. I like it. I think Black Air Forces and the Raiders are the perfect thing because they're just smash mouth, hit you in the face football.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more games. Giants, Eagles.
I could skip it. Tommy DeVito.
That's all I want to talk about. Tommy Cutlets is done. I'm kind of happy it's done.
He's going to make so much money for
One
this
thing,
stint.
though, he did end up doing that appearance at that restaurant for free.
He's a good dude.
Also, the Sean Stellato guy, not the guy that set that up.
Oh.
Different agent. He has multiple agents. Stellato's his media agent.
Oh, so we had it wrong the whole time, and
Yep.
these Italian guys are actually good.
Welcome back to Rod Taylor. You always end up coming in at some point. Eagles go to 11-4, and now we have, if I'm not mistaken, a tie at the top of the NFC East. We do, or no, Cowboys 10-5. So Eagles still hold. All they need to do is outpace the Cowboys, and they win the division this year.
They're a good team. They still look flat, though.
I agree. It feels like what happened last year could happen again. Elijah Moore, you dog. What happened last year could happen again.
Yeah.
And they might lose the number 1 seed. They might lose the division. We'll see how it goes, but at least they win, and I really, really, really thought they were going to lose it at the end.
I thought they were going to give it away, and
Me
I know
too.
the Dayball was pissed. You know,
Yeah.
if Dayball wants to quit over there and come in as a Bears OC, I think that would be epic. Take a year off, get your hand on a young.
Quit and come
Dime
over
of
as
a
the Bears
quarterback.
head coach, like I asked for
Could be.
already.
Yep. Well,
I was saying that a long
They know
time
everything,
ago.
Vince. They know all the right things.
Final
okay.
game.
Final game. Ravens 49ers.
Let's fucking go.
Holy cats. Vince.
Let's
You
go.
might be onto something.
I've liked the Ravens for a while. I thought they were, bless you, I thought they
sneezed
were
on
going
it.
to go, oh, God, the Browns are so good. I like the Ravens for a long time. I picked them to win the Super Bowl last year. Obviously, that was a wild call. Didn't end up happening. I do think, I don't have any reason to not believe that the Baltimore Ravens will be in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl conspiracy logo issue. We're looking
This
at the
could be
Super
the
Bowl
Super Bowl.
situation. This might
could
be
the
it.
Super Bowl. Maybe these two teams meet again because in the NFC, I don't know if another guy is going to out scheme.
Yeah.
I don't think many people are going to out scheme the young, great mind of a. His name is totally.
Who, the OC of the Ravens?
No,
Or
no,
Kyle Shanahan?
no, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
there we
okay.
go. There it is. Not many guys are going to out scheme him X's and O's. Brock Purdy got a little exposed.
He did
Harbaugh's
very
a great
much get
defensive
exposed.
coach,
Yes.
and they had a game plan. They worked.
One guy I want to talk about that I brought up 2 weeks ago.
Lamar Jackson,
No,
likely.
no.
Odell.
I brought him up 2 weeks ago.
I'm just
and
gonna
you
keep
were
naming
like,
names until you hit the button. Hit the button.
Oh, you like, huh?
Speed round.
Oh, you like him. You like him because he went to Notre Dame.
Odell.
No. Kyle Hamilton.
Oh yeah, the guy's
He's
been
a
a dog.
game changer. He's
I
so
never
good back
discredited
there. He's
it.
a big dude.
I've
You
never
were
discredited
just
it.
like, whatever, we'll see how good. Blah, blah. 2 interceptions this game against a team that
He was great.
He was very good.
wonderful at Notre Dame.
So and yeah, and
I'm not gonna hate on the
he
guy.
fell down the draft a little bit, but he ends up coming in and making a huge impact
Oh, yeah.
again this year against a guy that is in MVP talks. Might not be anymore after 4 INTs in a game.
Well, I mean, Lamar could truly be in MVP talk.
This offense is rocking. This defense is a Ravens defense through and through.
Oh yeah.
They're very good, and they're going to be really hard to knock off in the playoffs, especially with how weak the AFC looks right now.
Yep. We'll see. I got Ravens winning the AFC and representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
That
Ain't no
is
doubt about it.
also what I have, and I should have picked them to win as well, in my opinion.
It's all right. Well, we got some pick'ems ready. Are we
Picks,
ready? One's going on already.
week
So we'll be a
17.
little early. Or late, should we say?
Week 17, I'm just going to put in Browns for both of us here.
Yep. Browns are definitely going to beat the Jets, people. If you're not watching this game right now,
They're
or
smoking them. So.
it's going to be
And if they don't, all-time bad beat on our end.
all-time
So.
bad beat.
All right, next up, Lions-Cowboys.
Ooh, dome game. Cowboys play a team that I think is going to be sneaky hard. Give me the Lions. I think they're going on that Lions aren't as good as we thought they were.
I think-
or Cowboys aren't as good as we thought.
I think the Cowboys are afraid of competing for the first seed, so I think they're also going to drop this. So I'm taking the Lions as well.
Oh, yeah.
Titans at Texans.
Ooh.
CJ return?
I think the Texans win this game.
I think they do too because the Texans have something to play for, and honestly, they need to win this game to keep winning the division. So,
Okay.
Falcons Bears.
I'm rolling with them. Bears.
I've done the same thing the last 3 weeks, and it seems to be working out in our favor. I'm taking the Falcons because if the Falcons win, then I get a win, and if they lose, then the Bears win. All right, Dolphins Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
See, this is one of those funny little fickle games that could go either way. I'll take the Dolphins just for fun. Let's just do it that way.
Parody podcast.
AFC Championship game possibility.
Potential.
Saints Bucks.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, fuck the
Baker
Saints.
season.
I'm so sick of the stupid ass Saints.
Baker season.
Patriots Bills. A couple years ago, fun game.
A couple years ago, this season they lost to the Pats.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is always a close game.
Take them again. See if it happens again.
No, I still think the Bills. Give me
yeah.
the Bills.
In Buffalo, fuck off. There's no way they're winning.
Yeah,
Cardinals Eagles.
Give me the Eagles.
Me too. Sorry guys, there's not a lot of parity here, but you gotta take the Eagles there. Panthers Jags.
Give me the Jags.
Yep. Panthers suck. And if they keep losing, we'll get to stay at number 1.
Elijah Moore
Raiders
touchdown.
Colts.
Give me the Raiders.
I feel like the Colts really want this division. I think the Raiders used all their juice. I'm going to take the Colts here.
All right.
Rams, Giants.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, the Giants suck. 49ers, Commanders.
Give me the fucking 49ers.
Speed round.
No way
Dun, dun,
that
dun.
they are losing to.
Steelers, Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks. Going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I really don't believe in Mason Rudolph, especially 2 weeks in a row.
No, and they're playing in Seattle. No
Right.
shot.
Bengals, Chiefs.
Chiefs come back and win big.
They have to win this week.
Yeah.
They have to win this week.
1,000%.
Chargers, Broncos.
Give me the Chargers, just simply due to the fact that they played a really close game. And I think Easton Stick has got a big stick. And I think he's going to go out there and compete against Jared Stidham.
Jared Stidham's kind of fun. I'll take them for some stupid reason.
All right.
I'm going with the Broncos. Packers, Vikings.
I am all in on this little experiment that they're going to be doing in Minnesota with the quarterback from BYU. He's Mormon. He soaks, which could also mean
He soaks.
he fucks. So I'm going with the kid from BYU. I think the Vikings win this game.
I'll take them too because I hate the Packers. One thing to note,
Boom.
we've done picks every single week this year. We are currently tied.
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 So we have 2 more weeks. That's going to make it or break it. So honestly, all these decisions actually do matter.
We are tied. These decisions do matter. If you love the football picks, you should know that we do it every season of the Taxi Squad podcast. And I can't believe we have made it through 3 seasons
Yeah.
of this.
Yep. Season number 3.
Wow.
Oh, we should make a reaction video of us just going back on our takes and see how bad they are.
We will do that one day. Just to a lot of it's just going to be audio, but
Yeah.
just reaction videos.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all of you people who have been with us from day one and knowing the migration of the podcast and now what has essentially become. Now we're on video.
Yep.
We're growing. We got a lot of plans coming
Got a
into the
theme
new
song.
year. The theme song is going to be an epic way to start the new year,
Yep.
and we're going to have much more content to produce in 2024. So if you've been with us from day one, give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you, get your feedback. Also, no, we ain't skipping a beat. We will always be back next week. And with that, you're probably going to be with your friends. You're probably going to be
True.
with your family.
True.
You were probably just with them with the holidays, whether that was a good thing or a crazy thing.
True.
We don't know. But you got grandparents, and you got your parents, and you got people in your life that might enjoy a sports podcast, and you could take the time to listen to them as well. So with all that being said, have a very happy and safe New Year. 2024 is going to be a ride. Stick with us. We'll see you next year, people.
Peace.